Everybody, welcome to this edition of Dig a Little Deeper into First Peter. Had a couple of questions come up this week from chapter 2, so just wanted to address those. One of them is talking about what are the spiritual sacrifices there in chapter 2, verse 5, and I wanted to just touch on that very, very briefly. It's a good question because Peter there is using some pretty important Old Testament imagery. He talks about it being part of these living stones being part of this temple that is being built up, and he has this kind of temple imagery. So the spiritual sacrifices that are offered to God through Jesus Christ are throughout the New Testament. They are ways that we engage and show the worth of God. And I picked up three, and there's probably a couple of more, but there's three that are pretty consistent throughout the New Testament. One is our praise. One example of that is in Hebrews chapter 13, where he says we offer with our lips a sacrifice of praise. So the songs that we sing, the praise that we give to God, the prayers that we offer to God, all of those are sacrifices of praise. The second one is generosity. In Philippians chapter 4, Paul talks about how the Philippians have given, and as a result of that, that is their sacrifice, and that is demonstrating the worth of God. And he wants them to be repaid, essentially, not with money, but with a sense of honor and glory before Jesus as he stands and commends them for their generosity. And the last one is probably the most famous one is in Romans chapter 12, where we offer our bodies as a living sacrifice. And what does he mean by that? Well, at times, we literally offer our bodies in martyrdom. That's not really what Peter's talking about here, or Paul talking about there, as much as we give our lives, the entirety of our lives. We never do anything outside of our bodies. So we give the entirety of our lives as an offering of praise to God. The second question that came to me this week was about what it looked like for at the end of the passage that we studied this week for the people who do not believe in God, or the Gentiles, as it says, to be visited by God. And I think there's two things happening there. One, Peter really wants people to come to Christ, and we want that to be the case too. It's why we have this culture of invitation, and it's why we tell our story. It's why we share the gospel. Peter wants all of that, and we want all of that. But I think also, and probably what Peter's aiming at here, is this vindication. Hey, you guys who are following Jesus and are living in this very tough situation, you are doing the right thing, and God is going to visit you and vindicate you and show that you are doing the right thing. What that looks like, maybe he's talking about in the future, maybe he's talking about a little bit more in the present. Either way, we trust ourselves to God. That's the pastoral application. We trust ourselves to God, knowing that what he says is true, the ways that he prescribes are always right, and God will vindicate us as a result of that. People will see it and say, you know what? They were right all along. That's digging a little deeper in 1 Peter chapter 2. Hope you guys have a great week, and we can't wait to see you Sunday.